How are you doing, math learners? This is your free access YouTube edu creator, Math Teacher Ash, and today we're going to discuss the common mistakes students make in solving mathematics. In this video, you will learn how to correct those misconceptions, those misunderstandings, and those mistakes. So, if you want to know what are those common mistakes and how to correct them, finish this video. But before anything else, if you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. Hello math learners, welcome to another session here in Math Learning with Sir Ash. Today, we're going to discuss the common mistakes that students make in solving mathematics, and we will correct those common mistakes. So let's start. So the first common mistake students have is that if they have this given x plus y squared, the quantity of x plus y squared, what they do is they multiply or they distribute the exponent, and it will be like this, x squared plus y squared. Now, my dear math learners, that is incorrect. Why? Let's consider an example. If the value of x is 2 and the value of y is 3, and then we square that 1, now having this one, that will become 2 squared plus 3 squared, because our x is 2. Okay, applying this one. Now, as you can see, 2 plus 3, that is 5. That will give you 5 squared. And we have here 2 squared, that is 4. 3 squared, that is 9. Now, 5 squared is equal to 25. Alright. Now, how about 4 plus 9? That is equal to, okay, 13. And 25 and 13 are not equal. So, basically, this kind of idea or this kind of understanding is wrong. Alright. Now, how do we correct this one? Now, if you have x plus y, or the quantity x plus y squared, if you want to expand that, that is basically x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. This is by the use of the FOIL method. Now, when you expand this one, that means x plus y times x plus y. Okay? So that is x plus y times x plus y. So this will be the result. Now, if we apply the 2 and 3 as our value, we have 2 plus 3. That is 2 plus 3. So basically, we already know the answer for this one. And this is 5 times 5. So that is 25, right? Okay. Now, how about this one? If we put here 2 squared, because our x is 2, and then multiply it, or then add it to 2 times x, that is 2. Our y is 3. And then we add it to our 3 squared because our y is 3. Now, if we simplify this, basically you will have 4 for this one. And then we have 2 times 2 times 3. So that is 4 times 3. That is 12. And we have 3 squared. That is 9. So if we add 4 plus 12, that is 16. 16 plus 9. And that is 25. And that is the correction for our given mistake. Easy, right? How about, let's go to the second example. Now, for the second example, my dear math learners, this also pertains to exponents. If they have x to the power of y, what they do is they just multiply the base to its exponent. Example of that is, let's say, 5 squared. What they do is they just multiply 5 times 2. And that's the answer. Okay, if we simplify this one, this is basically 25, but if we multiply 5 and 2, that is 10, and they are not the same. Okay, so how do we correct this one? Remember that the concept of exponent is that you will multiply the base to itself as many times as what the exponent indicates. Example, if we have 2 to the power of 5, that means that it is not 2 times 5, rather that it means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32. Therefore, the value of 2 to the 5th power is equal to 32. Easy, right? Now, let us go to our third mistake. Now, for our third mistake, my dear math learners, they say that if you have negative x to the power of 2, that is just the same as the quantity of negative x to the power of 2. Now, let's try this one. Let's say we have 4 squared, negative 4 squared is equal to the quantity negative 4 squared. Now, let's try whether this is correct. Now, of course, negative 4 squared without the parenthesis means that the square here only pertains to 4. So that means negative 4 times 4. Okay? Because the 4 is only the one being repeated here. While here, we have negative 4 times negative 4. Because the square here represents that the whole integer, negative 4, is being multiplied to itself. Alright. So now, if we multiply this, negative 4 times 4, that is negative 16. If we multiply negative 4 times negative 4, that is positive 16. And that is not correct. Alright. How do we correct this one? Of course, if this is negative x squared, my dear math learners, what you can do is, basically, you need to just have negative 1 for the negative value, multiply it to x and x. Example of that is this one. Let's say negative 5 squared. So that means negative 1 times 5 times 5. So we have negative 25 because negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. Easy, right? Okay. So now let us go to our fourth mistake. Now for our fourth mistake, my dear math learners, this is an example of fractions. Okay? So let's say we have an expression. We have 3x plus 4 divided by x plus 4. Many students, what they do here is they cancel the x plus 4 here, and the final value is 3. Basically, that is wrong. Why is that so? Because when you cancel a binomial to another binomial, this can only happen if the two binomials are identical. Meaning that here in our numerator, we have 3x plus 4. That is the whole binomial. While in the denominator, we have x plus 4. That is also the whole binomial for the denominator. Now, if you want to cancel this kind of example, for correction, we need to have like this. Okay? It is being quantified. Okay? Over x plus 4. In this manner, since 3 is separated to the binomial x plus 4, meaning that these two are different expressions. So that is the only time that you can cancel them, and the final answer is 3. You get me, my dear math learners? Alright. Very easy, right? Now, let us go to our next mistake. Now, for our next mistake, this is the division of polynomials. Okay, say we have 3x squared plus 6x cubed divided by 3x squared. Now, for some students, what they do is they cancel this one, and the final answer is 6x cubed. My dear math learners, that is wrong. Why is that so? Because in this manner, the 3x squared is a denominator of both terms. Meaning, this is basically 3x squared over 3x squared plus 6x cubed over 3x squared. Now, if you want to simplify this one, this will become the given. Okay? So now, how do we simplify or how do we solve for this one? Now, this is the time that you can cancel them. Right? So, if you divide this one, a numerator and the denominator that is identical, that is equal to 1. Example, 5 over 5, 10 over 10, negative 6 over negative 6, that is equal to 1. Alright. Now, how about here? 6 divided by 3, that is 2. X cubed divided by x squared, that is x. So this will be your final answer and not this one. Easy, right? So having a denominator that is only a monomial and your numerator is a polynomial, what you do is you divide each given term to your specific denominator, and then this one divided by the specific denominator, and then you simplify. Easy, right? Now, let us go to our next common mistake. Okay, my dear math learners, for the next mistake, basically this is a radical expression. So if we have square root of 16 plus 9, some of the students, what they do is, they get the square root of 16 and that is 4. They get the square root of 9 and that is 3. Simplifying them, 4 plus 3, the answer is 7. Is that correct? Sorry to tell you, but that is wrong. Why is that so? Because if you have this kind of problem, if the whole radical symbol includes the operation, it means that this is not how this goes. If you want this kind of answers, it should be like this. Square root of 16 plus square root of 9, then that is the only way that you can apply this one. That is 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. That is how. However, if the given is like this, 16 plus 9, then what you do is you simplify first what is inside the radical symbol, and that is 25. Because 16 plus 9 is 25. The square root of 25 is equal to 5. And that is your final answer. Easy, right? So now let us go to our next common mistake. Now for our next common mistake, this is an example of the distributive property. Okay, some students have this example, 2 times x plus 6. What some students do is that they just multiply the number outside to the first number or the first term inside. So giving them 2x plus 6. And this is wrong. Why? Because in the idea of the distributive property of equality, when you distribute, it should be like this. Okay. So 2 times x, that should be 2x. 2 times 6, and that is positive 12. So this will be your final answer. Easy, right? And now let us go to our final common mistake. Now for our final common mistake, my dear math learners, some students have this one, 3.4 plus 1.3. What they do is, they see the point as multiply. So 3 times 4, that is 12, plus 1 times 3, that is 3. And they add them, the answer is 15. Now, my dear math learners, if you are pertaining to decimals, you should not put your decimal point in the middle of two numbers, because some student might understand it as multiplication in algebra. So, if you pertain to decimal, it should be written in the lower part of the middle of the two numbers. So that is 3.4 plus 1.3. Now if this is the case, what you need to do is to align the given decimals and then you add them, since that is the operation. So 4 plus 3, that is 7. 3 plus 1, that is 4, giving you. But if you pertain that that is multiplication, then you write it this way. But since in this given example, my dear math learners, since there are no use of variables, then in order to eliminate this kind of misconception, you could use the symbol x for multiplication. So giving you this kind of example. So 3 times 4, that is 12. 1 times 3, that is 3. Adding them, that is 15. Easy, right? So my dear math learners, I hope you learned a lot about these simple common mistakes that our students frequently commit, which give them lower scores in solving math problems. I hope I have corrected those misconceptions, and if you think that there are more misconceptions to be discussed, then feel free to put it in our comment section below. This is still your free access YouTube educator, Math Teacher Ash. And always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much, God bless, and keep safe always. Congratulations, math learners, for arriving to this part of the video. If you think that this video have helped you, click that like button
And if you think that this channel can change the way you see mathematics, do not forget to click that subscribe button and notification bell. Thank you.